So I'm actually, I've been estranged from my mum and I've spoken to you about this. I'm actually quite missing my mum. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to reach out to her. I might do, I might not, but I found this picture of myself and the resemblance between us is quite strong, especially when my skin is like glistening in the sun, which it was. And it was really hot that day. Really, really hot. The resemblance between us is quite, and people say that to me, like the older I get, the more they think that I look like her. Definitely in the eye region. She has freckles and I don't. But all of this stuff has made me think about reconnecting with her. Any votes on this? What do you think I should do? I haven't told you the whole background story of why I became estranged from her. But all of this stuff that's been going on has really made me wonder whether I should reconnect with her and talk to her. We all only have one mother and one father, and they might not be perfect. And that's what I've learned, that when you love someone, it's not always about them being perfect, and they're going to disappoint you. But that doesn't mean to say that you can't find it in your heart to forgive and even reach out. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Oh, I hate it when I'm recording something and someone walks in the background. Hold on, I'm going to have to pause this. Okay, so this podcast is completely unplanned, and it's basically, I just want to thank you, my subs, my supporters, for your overwhelming support during the last few weeks. I'm not supposed to be still standing. I'm supposed to be an outcast. I'm supposed to have egg on my face, and I don't. And part of the reason why I don't is because I have a very strong character, and I can defend myself and I can speak up for myself. So I really do feel for people who don't have that ability to speak up for themselves, people who don't have strong characters like I do. And that's just a blessing. And I'm going to speak to some subs, and I'm going to tell you, what my channel is about, because I think there is a misunderstanding about what my channel is about and what it isn't. But this is just really, saying thank you to my subs for your support lately. It has been immense, and I've been overwhelmed, and I've been really shocked. I got your message. I got your comment, Frankie Jr., and I'll speak to you in a minute. But first, I want to speak to Tosha. Tosha, you claim that you support Frankie Jr., and I know that your support of Frankie Jr. and the family has been steadfast. And you've called me out for not being supportive enough. But then you go to a guy that claims Frankie has problems in that region, knowing full well that the things he said about Frankie in that region were not only false, but it was to get at Frankie. You also told me that you think that person used my channel to get at Frankie. And you're telling him that he is a moral and conservative person? I don't get that, Tosha. I believe that you betrayed me and you went behind my back. And I also believe that if you really supported Frankie Jr., and I'm not saying that I wasn't manipulated and I wasn't fooled and I wasn't blindsided by a lot of things too. I thought that but for you to say that to the person who has been saying those things about Shanann and saying those things about Frankie, that you think that they're moral and conservative, somebody who takes cheap shots at Frankie's parts, I don't get that. But I'm supposed to be the bad person in this. I'm supposed to be the bad person. I don't understand that. And that's why our friendship has to end. You obviously didn't see everything, Tosha. And not only did you not see everything, you're obviously not grasping that kind of insult is not simply an opinion, and it's not simply about control. You don't say those things about somebody that you don't know. Now, look, that person said a lot of horrible things before then, But for me, that was the last straw. And I don't know how you can't see that. I don't know how you can call, not even I, during my interactions with that person, did I call that person moral or conservative. I even knew better than that. So it makes no sense to me, Tosha. But again, I have no hard feelings. And that's your choice. Your choice is your choice. What you want to do is your choice. I'm glad that you no longer speak about me on your channel. And I think that's the best thing. You're the one who told me that you wanted no part of this. So how you could go to that channel and say those things, claiming that you want no part of this, is very, very odd. But I'm glad that you're no longer talking about either of us on your channel. That's good. Anyway, also, I got your comment, Frankie. I woke up this morning and I found it. And I was actually surprised because every time I think, we've had some kind of heated discussion, you send me another message. I get another message from you. And I know that it wasn't just out of the blue. It's because of the video that I did. And no, I don't plan to give that any more attention. I know exactly what you mean, and I completely agree. And I'm going to change thumbnails over time anyway. I'm going to change thumbnails over time. So don't worry about that. I'm not giving that any more attention. So anyway, I want to talk about what my channel is about and what my channel is not about. So I want to talk about what my channel is about and what it's not about, because there's been a few people on one side of the aisle who think that my channel was a Rusek channel, or an AD channel. And if you look at the ratio of videos that I've done, I've only done a few videos on AD. I've only done a few videos on the Ruseks. My channel is not devoted to one topic. And if I had to sit down and record and watch AD for the remainder of my life, I don't think that I would get out of that alive. I would be so bored if I had to speak about one topic or one person. So the truth channels who go to his channel and record hours and hours of footage and edit it and put it up, and I could never do that. That would bore me to death. My channel, I always plan to start off with personality disorders and traits. That's what I wanted to talk about, human behavior and true crime, mixture of those things. And I branched out to talking about other creators. I kind of fell into that by accident with the Watts case. And I was watching a lot of videos on the Watts case before I started my channel. And so I did start with the Watts case. But by that time, AD had already developed his fan base, and so had other channels. And, I never, ever intended my channel to be a Watts channel either. So that's when I decided that I was going to do the Lori Vallow Daybell case, which really started to intrigue me. And that's where I started really the building blocks of my channel. My channel was never, because I heard Martin say something along the lines of that I started with the Ruseks built my channel or whatever. No. If you look throughout my channel, I've done a few videos on the Ruseks. I've done quite a few recently, but in terms of ratio, I've done minimal videos on the Ruseks. I've done a few videos on AD. I've done a decent amount of videos on Dave. But I've done, like I said, the Watts case, the Vallow case. I've done personality traits and disorders of different types of people. I've shared cooking with you. I've done the English language and accents. I did the Jodi Arias case the other day. My channel is about human behavior and me putting forward my opinions. What I didn't start my channel for is to beef with other creators, to get caught up in drama. That's just something that happened accidentally. And people say, oh, she loves the drama. It fuels her and she loves it. No, I actually don't like drama at all. I don't. I never got into YouTube to beef with other creators. I didn't do it to for drama. And I certainly didn't do it to catfish. Let's just get that one straight. If I wanted to catfish, I wouldn't be using YouTube. And I genuinely don't trust people online. So that's not something that I have any interest in or even any need to do. I just wanted to put my opinions out there. And I always knew that I was probably going to be monetized, because I actually find it quite difficult to speak, believe it or not. Speaking is hard for me. Stringing sentences together, you have to really be thinking all the time what you're going to say, how it's going to come out. So speaking is quite difficult for me. So doing that for free is not something that, I was always going to be monetized at some point, because I would never do this. I could never do this for free, because I do find it quite hard work, and you devote, so much of your time is devoted. But remember, there's an online life and there's an offline life, and the two worlds are separate. And I never built my channel on one name or on one person. It wasn't a Rusek channel. It's not an AD channel. It's not a Watts channel. It's a channel about human behavior. I was never going to be, a truth channel. That was never in my plan, to watch AD recording for hours and hours and hours, edit his footage and put it. They're channels that do that every single day. I couldn't do it. I would be so bored. I would be bored out of my mind doing that. I have to talk about different things and change it up. Not necessarily for views. Like, I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this particular video for views. I'm doing it because I felt that I had to talk to my subs. I wanted to thank them and I wanted to address some issues. So not every video do I do for views either. Sometimes it's just that I want to speak to you, I want to have a conversation, and I want to get things out there. So anyway, come to the end. I'll probably see you guys next week.